All right. Hello. Okay. So being super quiet at the moment because it's like 1 a.m. and I have 24 hours to make a slug wizard. I don't know. That part's hard to explain. But I do have a Godzilla, which I am very excited about. 23 hours. 23 hours, we'll work it out. Okay, let's crack on. Okay, so what's with the slug wizard thing? Well, oh, so excited for this kit. This was like, I don't know, 40 bucks or something. Hello. Sorry, past me, got a little bit distracted by Godzilla. Slug Wizard Spring is an open invitational where everyone makes slug wizards. Yeah, that's the only criteria. It's also a fundraiser. Go to slugwizards.com for more information. All my favoritist oh look, there's Terran. Speaking of favoritist people and artists, we're doing it and I really wanted to be involved. So yeah, go look at everything. Or something. One of my local hobby shops stocks like the weirdest kits ever, and it's just the best. Oh, okay, this is gonna make a gnarly looking slug. Now, Godzilla isn't necessarily a figure that screams slug to me, nor wizard, but you know, I think that could work to my advantage, because I think when you're presented with just problems that you have to make work, you end up with really interesting solutions. Oh, look at these fun feet. Look at that. We're gonna make something dumb from those. But slugs don't have feet. I think we put this head on Godzilla. Oh. But it's like 2 a.m. How are we going to remove this head without waking up our neighbors? Oh, actually, no. We'll just lop off his arms and legs and we'll just sculpt on top of it. I need safety glasses. Without safety glasses, you can totally lose an eye by doing the quieter cutting method. So, like that. Protect your eyes, you know, it's something that I took for granted. And now I always try to wear some sort of eye protection. Okay, this guy is definitely getting a wizard hat because I really want a wizard hat. So look, you know, if you're out there and you make wizard hats, please let me know. There. Is that ridiculous? I can't tell. That's more of a snake. Okay, so my ethos when it comes to kit bashing is just to start cutting and work out your problems later, because otherwise I'll be like a total deer in the headlights and I'll be like, oh, so many possibilities, don't want to waste things. No, you just need to start cutting. Like this tail, we cut that up, that looks good. We cut off his head, we cut off this guy's arms and legs to use as a head, and it looks rubbish. And was that a mistake? I don't know, who cares? But because we cut off this guy's arms and legs, he looks more like a slug to me. So when I put this on here, I'm like, oh, he could be a slug riding a big slug. That's really fun. Did we lop off Godzilla's head preemptively? Maybe, but is this an opportunity to sculpt our own head? Yeah. Well, you said you were going big, so I've also gone big. Yeah, I need to work this out because this sort of looks more like a snake. Explain it through you, so then the audience at home knows. No, I will. So, what am I doing with the people at home? I am covering this in Super Sculpey, people at home, and Luke. Why am I doing this? Because I can't afford this much green stuff. Can I bake it on the model? No. So I have just used aluminium foil as a barrier, and when I'm done sculpting, I'll take it off and throw it in the oven. Thanks, audience. Thanks, Luke. Audience at home, you can't hear Luke's question, but this is what he says. What? When you put that together, are you going to use to fill it? Yes, I will fill in the gaps with green stuff when it's done because it may shrink, which hopefully answers your question, Luke. Thank you for your time. Good morning. So I've had a little nap and I'm feeling pretty well rested. This is our current state of build. Let me talk you through it. So obviously we have our Godzilla body. We've green stuffed some limbs protruding out. I sort of like the idea that this wasn't always a slug. It was sort of a creature that's been cut up. I'm going to have this guy as a slug riding on the back of him, and the model is meant to be like a 2:1 scale model. It's meant to be like a blown up version of a real slug. And all these chunks are like real world things. So we need to work out some ways to contextualize scale in a bit. But for now, we just need to make this look good. After talking to my friends Luke and Bill, we decided that the defining feature of the slug was definitely the eye stalks, but also the curtain. I think that's what we decided it was called. This squiggly bit that touches the ground that, you know, helps the slug do slug things like move around and stuff. And now I've been putting a lot of attention into making this look as gross and weird as possible. And also blend it in with the original Godzilla body, which is very textured. So look, like an idiot, it turns out I got the deadline wrong. Because I'm in Australia, I'm technically in the future, which gives me a little bit more time, which is fantastic because 24 hours has passed and I still am ages away from finishing. But hey, look, what's new? This is very standard practice for me. Every Monster Bash is always a last minute creation, but they're always my favorite things I make, so that's okay. I use liquid green stuff to add texture in places that are a little bit boring or look like they're poorly sculpted, and it just adds a little bit more texture for the washes later on to catch onto and make those areas look a little bit more interesting and intentional. Okay, so what you're about to see is the final version. I'm really sorry there's a massive time skip in here. Yeah, the getting it submitted really came down to the last few minutes, and Luke and I, we both submitted our slugs, so go watch his as well. Okay, have a look. Here it is, my slug wizard. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how it came out. Along with the concept of a slug riding a big slug, I really wanted this to be a zoomed in version of the Earth. So I tried to scale things up a little bit. I made these big blades of grass out of paper. I made my own big dirt chunks out of sawdust. I even, down here, sculpted a big coin. I used some 5-minute epoxy and just like splattered it around the place to make water droplets and mildew. And that's it. Yeah. Along with like a purple oil paint wash like I do with everything else. That's it. That's all you missed. Yeah, look, I really wish I filmed a lot more of that, but I got a bit carried away. Now I've got to work out where to put it. So today's the day I actually finished my sculpting tool holder. I bought a belt sander so I could smooth the backs of these, and that's the reason why I've been putting this project off. But no longer. Today is the day we get this done. Oh, so smooth. Look at that. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I'm taking this one off the pile of shame. Looks cool. All right, let's make something new. Much of old miscast footage has been lost to time, but somehow I found some on an old hard drive that shows off my old sort of setup, which I thought was pretty cool. This is how I used to film miscast stuff in my bedroom. These are industrial shelves that I made into a desk, right? Then this is foam board, which bounces the light and makes a nice soft image across the surface. These are old floodlights that I bought from the hardware shop that I still use now sometimes, that are put in paper lanterns to diffuse the light. There's 1, 2, and I think 2 more up here. This tripod back here has a microphone on it, and that would allow me to adjust my overhead shot so I could get in really tight, or I could pull out if I was working on something big. I don't know what this scribbling was. I don't know, I just thought it was, oh, did I just poke a hole in the side of that because I couldn't get it lit off? That's really embarrassing. But anyway, I just thought that might be useful for some of you aspiring makers out there. If you want to record stuff. Oh, look at that smile. I've been talking for like half an hour trying to explain this diagram, which I don't even know what it means anymore. But it's about Arcane Ugly, about how I feel, how it's progressing. What I've realized is making a game is a lot harder work than I thought. And I thought it was easy until I started getting feedback. The point is, I just need to shut the fuck up and get the work done and not overpromise and underdeliver. Instead, nail what needs to get done, and then we'll go from there. I have like some Godzilla legs and a dolphin body. We could make something really dumb right now if you wanted. Okay, let's do that instead. Okay, so I've done some work, and with the help of my very, very brilliant patrons, I've sort of designed Arcane Ugly again from the ground up. And I know. But this system that I've developed means that making future changes to the game is much easier. It's much easier to teach, it's much easier to learn, and when the game gets more complicated, like spellcasting and potion making and extracurricular activities, those ideas are introduced gradually as you play the game, rather than having to know everything out of the gate. So the solution to this problem is a system I've designed called TOD. I know, what a name. TOD stands for Treasure Orientated Design. So it means when you're making new concepts for the games, whether you want to make mutations, spells, weird magic items, you want to do crafting, you want to make potions, all that sort of stuff, you can implement it through the TOD system. I don't know if I'm really explaining things. Look, you'll get a better understanding soon enough. But just know that things are really exciting at the moment. And it's thanks to wonderful patrons. The game is still a total mess while I've been making this system from the ground up, basically. But look, you know, if if like unfinished games and having to problem solve and improvise sounds like a jam, come join us on Patreon and provide some feedback. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so remember the other day when I talked about my pursuit for trying to find the perfect notebook? The reason why I wanted to find the perfect notebook was, or make one, was because I actually hate using notebooks. I just really love the paper. But I was wondering if I could make a notebook which was essentially single sheets. And so I've come up with this idea, which is just like a sheet of leather with like a binder clip or like one of those like board things with a clip on them, clipboards, that could hold single loose A5 pieces of paper. And the other side would be hardboard, which I can draw on. The whole thing would be leather that you can fold over and tie up with a string. I want to know if this exists because I'm about to talk to a leather maker and I want to know if I'm wasting my time. Let me know. So how about this? Not even 5 minutes since I last talked to you. I'll go drive to the local leather worker, see what they say. On my way there, see a little upholsterer, a little sign, a little smiley face on the sign. I go, you know, we'll go there. Anyway, ended up with some lovely bits of scrap leather. How about that? I'm gonna have to buy the guy some wine or something like that, but how about that? Now we just gotta make it, and we're gonna do a really good job because, you know, you don't want nice people's generosity to go in vain. So let's make the best notebook we can. That's lovely. Oh, so soft. Whew. Okay, let's do it. You know, I'd be lying if I said I knew what I was doing, because I do not. I'm not overthinking it, I'm just doing it. Oh, that cut very easily. Okay. Bit of a surprise, but no worries. That's nice. All right, cool. Not bad. That's bang on. Okay, so after talking to wise old Bill, I am going to try to stiffen this up with a little bit of beeswax. I don't know how this will go. Never done this before. Hot. Let's just paint it on. I'm using contact cement to apply this chipboard backing that I have also coated in wax to make it nice and hardy so it's not going to warp and tear over time. She's done, and all mine. Yeah. So let me talk you through it. So for a start, I added this cool little button and braided twine, I guess. My girlfriend braided it for me because I got really frustrated. That keeps it together. You open it up. Ooh, look at all those possibilities. Yeah, so obviously I designed this to hold loose pieces of paper because I love notebooks. and sketchbooks, and I realized, no, I just love them for the paper. I actually hate the idea of everything being bound together and having pressure of actually making something nice. I'd rather just scribble and see how it goes. So you take out a loose piece of paper, and then on this side is a nice writing surface. So I can write anywhere, you can draw anywhere, and I've waxed this surface with beeswax so when you're drawing on it, the pages don't slide around. Yeah, just thought that was cool. But yeah, this is it. In all its glory, I'm very proud. You know, and I think it's sort of, you know, like it's not perfect. It's pretty rough. You know, the cutting isn't great. Nothing's square. My stitching is not great. But you know, it's mine, and it's special. And you know, it's special too because it has a story. You know, I met another local who makes stuff while hunting for someone to make this for me, and you know, he gave me leather to make this with, and you know, that was better than having someone else make it. I learned something, and I learned how to make something myself. So it was very encouraging. He's like, oh yeah, you can do it. Okay. So anyway, this is it. So all right, now I should go use this at like a cafe or something, right? Maybe I would love a coffee. Okay, so I guess I'll see you next week or something, right? Okay, you take care. Be good.